Join us, Alex
and Colleen,
self-proclaimed fake it till you make it experts, as we navigate the highs and lows of being a woman and how the pressure and overwhelm of trying to do it all often leads to feeling like an imposter in our own lives. This week we are chatting with Carrie Faulkner. We chat all about overcoming challenges on the journey to owning her own business, balancing single parenting, and finding new love.
Hi, Alex.
Hi, Colleen.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
It's rainy.
It is.
It's a Sunday rainy day when we're recording, which is never fun, but we're going to start with pulling, like we said, we're going to pull a question out of our fancy
It's so fancy. Falling apart
bag that we've used since day one. And we're going to ask a question. I don't like that one. Are we allowed to do that? Can we ask just a different
I feel
question?
like we make the rules.
True. Okay, let's do this one. If you could have dinner with any fictional character, who would it be? First of all, what's the difference between fiction and nonfiction? I'm just kidding.
Okay. You do know
Any
that, right?
fictional, yeah. Any fiction. I don't like that question either. Do you?
Well, I just don't read a lot of fiction. Let me think. I guess that could be a TV character, though, couldn't it?
Yes.
Probably Jax from Sons of Anarchy, like dinner and
Oh, dinner and dinner.
I mean, that's my hall pass.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I mean, Matt doesn't know that.
So funny that you're saying this. It's so
Matt
he
does.
will if he
Matt
listens.
does know that. Like,
I was watching this. I was listening to I saw this meme the other day that somebody said that they asked their husband what their hall pass. Their husband like lists 3 people, right? Angelina and he lists his 3 or 4 people or whatever. And then she's like, okay. And then he goes, and what about you? And she's like, your brother, the barista at Starbucks. And she lists like
yikes.
4 people that were kind of doable.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Matt knows that I have a thing for Jax.
Jax. I've never watched it.
Oh my God. You have to watch it. It's so good.
Just for Jax?
Only for Jax.
Only for
the
Jax.
hottest. Charlie Hunnam is the hottest person on the planet. Besides my husband.
Well, yes. I'm not saying that, but he's a good looking dude. I've got, what is the last thing you Googled? What is the last thing I Googled? I could check, but I'm not gonna, because I'd rather lie. Probably like something like how to podcast or how to, I find that when probably something to do with like Canva or like how to do a specific thing, and probably something very boring.
Tutorial.
Yeah.
That is boring.
It is boring. On to the next thing. We have with us today Carrie Faulkner from Bello Day Spa. Carrie,
Yay.
welcome.
Thank you,
to
guys.
the mic. What was the last thing you Googled?
What your liquids on the airplane.
Oh,
That's what I
yes.
Googled.
Carrie
literally.
is flying out in a few hours.
Yeah, really. We got to be there for 4 a.m.
So we cannot believe that she still chose to be on our podcast tonight, even though she's flying out for vacation early in the morning. All right. So fictional character, who would you want to have dinner with?
So I love Jennifer Aniston. I would have to go to dinner with Jennifer Aniston.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's a good pick.
Yeah.
That is a good pick.
She's my girl. I wanted to be her esthetician, but anyway, I did.
Wouldn't that be nice?
Yeah, I would love to be her esthetician.
What would you do different? Or what would you
Different?
do the same?
No, just be able to give her facials and keep brows tidy.
Yeah, you're looking at my brows right now.
No,
aren't
I'm
you?
not.
You are.
I'm not
I know
looking.
you are. So I've got a friend who's an esthetician, and she'll see me online every now and then, and she's like, yeah, you gotta drop by. Your brows are really bad. They're really bad right now, but she hasn't sent me a message yet.
Right?
Yeah.
You're fine.
All right.
I
You're
just
good.
got mine done, so I should be good. Can't see him anyway.
You just
They
had
like
this
great.
done? Did
Yeah.
you just have your lashes? You just had your
No,
lashes
they
done
need to
too?
be done. Don't look at those.
Okay, do you do lashes?
I do lash lifts. So that I have a
Lash
lift.
lifts. I like lash lifts. I've had
Yeah.
that done. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, so
Okay.
tell us a little bit about yourself, about your journey from, that brought you to working at Bello Day Spa.
Okay, well,
Not working at, let me fix that. Owning Bello Day
Bello
Spa.
Day
Yeah.
Spa. Well, I've been an esthetician for 14 years. It's been my 3rd career. I started at a spa that I was the only spa I wanted to work at. I'm not going to mention the name.
Yeah.
And then in 2018, I took a clinical course, which that was game changer. Skincare became a huge passion of mine, and wanting to help people learn more and educate them and actually target their skincare needs has changed my life. Like it's changed my game. And so I actually went out on my own 5 years ago, scared to death.
Yeah.
And I was a solo esthetician. And then I knew that, like, when I opened, I was like, Carrie, you have 5 years to make it bigger. And I wanted to have a staff, and here I am. I have 2 great girls that work for me, and I love them to death. And yeah,
And how many years are you at now?
we only opened July 31st, so we're like, what, 6-7 months in.
Oh, you're only 7 months in.
Mm-hmm. 5 years of Bello,
Yes.
but 6 of those months are expanded.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Phenomenal.
Yeah, I'm pretty pumped about that.
Yeah, that's exciting.
Yeah.
So what's your favorite service to do?
Facials.
Facials? Yeah.
Facials, well, anything facial. So microneedling gives me like this high rush. I love it. I love seeing the results my clients are getting. And like I vibrate afterwards. I'm
Have
just
you
like,
ever had microneedling?
No, I'm going to though in the next few months. I have appointment booked, but I've done like my own kind of like
Yeah.
micro needling with like a little
Okay.
roller thing, but not an actual like machine.
you're gonna love it.
I have a lot of sun damage that I constantly try to hide, so
Yeah,
I'm looking forward
you're
to it.
gonna love it. And yeah, just do what they say.
Is that
Just
the
do
one
what
for a
they
few
say.
days that your face is all
Oh
like
yeah,
red
you're
and
red,
black?
and you
Yeah.
really, the first 48 hours is the most important. You got to treat it like an open wound. So you just try to stay low key. Know that though, like know that you should just stay home. And
Listen, I have no problem.
yeah,
Mandated staying home.
right? Mandates,
Excuse to stay
right?
home.
Yeah.
Tell us, let's talk about confidence and imposter syndrome.
Yep.
I'm assuming because you're on our podcast that imposter syndrome shows up for you. So
Yeah.
talk about when it shows up for you, how it shows up for you.
So it's stepping out of your comfort zone. When I first opened up, I had to open up an Instagram account, and then I had to do things that I did not want to do. And it's scary because you're being judged by others. So it's scary to put yourself out there, and you always think like, oh, I shouldn't post that because look, I have that there, or look at how this is on me. And it's awful. It's awful. Like
Well,
we kind of tear ourselves apart.
I work with a lot of estheticians. I started my career in the beauty industry, and I work with a few salon teams now. And a lot of times that's the biggest concern is actually judgment from other people in the industry.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's not even judgment outside of that. It's other people like, oh, well, if I have this here, then what would they say about this? Or
Right.
this has to be here, or I didn't have a glove on in that shot, so we need to reshoot kind of thing.
Yeah.
So that's what I get a lot from people is that it's actually industry based rather than public based.
Oh, that's kind of yucky because for me, it's always like, what's this person from high school gonna think? Or what, like feeling judgment from people that I used to know and not wanting to look silly in front of people I used to know. But that would be that would be very difficult, feeling the judgment from people in your own.
And your
industry,
peer, like the girls
peers.
I used to work with, like, what are they saying in the lunchroom? Do you know? But then to kind of get away from that, I was also kind of told, someone said, like, other people's opinions or what they say about you is not your business. And then it was like, you know what? It's not. And I'm also doing it, and they're not. So
Yeah.
I
Let
looked
me,
at it that way.
Let me tell you my favorite quote of all time.
Yeah.
That is changing my life. And it's peace is letting other people be wrong about you. I love that quote so much.
Yes.
Because it's basically the same thing. If what people think about you is not your business. It
Right.
has nothing to do with you.
Right.
And they can be wrong, and that's okay.
That's right.
Yeah.
So that has been,
Good.
yeah.
Yeah, well, glad you're feeling that you can push through it, but yeah, I think we're all hard on ourselves, and you've
We
got to
are.
be hard on yourself. In the beauty industry itself, I think you have to be, you're hard on yourself because whether you're looking at your skin and maybe you have a blemish that day and you're like, oh, I'm selling skincare stuff.
Right.
And here I am with a big old
Yeah.
blemish on me. How do you get around? That's
No,
tough.
it is tough. And then that's where judgment comes in, where I'm just like, oh, but I'm gonna suffer with acne. Like I'm gonna suffer with breakouts. I was an acne sufferer. So acne never goes away, but you have to deal when it comes. And because I get myself on a good skincare regime and I do all what I'm supposed to do, it keeps it really at bay. And And it is a journey, like skincare is a journey.
I think it makes you relatable to people too.
Right.
People want to see imperfections because they want to say, okay, well, that person understands what I'm going through.
Yeah.
They understand how to treat the things that I'm dealing with instead of just sort of like throwing a solution on top.
That's
Yeah.
right.
I've never really dealt with acne, but I feel so bad for some young people in high school and junior high when they get the big old breakouts and
Yeah.
stuff. That's gotta be an awful feeling when you're a young person in high school.
I do work with a lot of young kids right now. I mean, prom's coming up. They want to have
Sure.
skin, right? Tough because they want like that immediate change. And I have to stress to them, like, this is a journey. We're going to help, but you can't look for like that smooth skin right
Yeah,
away. It's going to
no,
take some
that's
time. Yeah.
Well, unfortunately, this thought of smooth skin is like not even real. My
Right.
son is all the time because he's very obsessed with his skincare too. And
Aw.
he's always like, well, I don't like, you can't see pores and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, yeah, because it's not real, dude.
Right.
Like that's not real skin.
Right.
But what they're seeing online
The
and on
filters.
social media, they feel like it's real. And like your skin is never going to look like that.
No.
It doesn't matter what you do because that's not reality.
Right.
Yeah, because I am pretty quick I don't wear a lot of makeup, but I gotta tell you online, I'm pretty quick to flick over to a Paris filter. It's probably the only filter I'm using, but I really, because again, I'll look at my skin and I see the wrinkles as I'm getting older and I don't want to feel judged and I don't like it. So Paris filter
Right.
just softens
does
everything,
soften,
but
yeah.
it isn't real. And it's gotta be tough. Apparently the biggest selling product this Christmas for young girls, like 10-year-old, 9-year-old girls, was this expensive face cream because it was,
elephant. Yes.
is that what it was?
It's a
'Cause
whole
it
TikTok.
was huge on TikTok.
ridiculousness.
Yeah.
Carrie, my son, who's 12,
Yeah.
is always like, oh, the 10-year-olds have been at the Sephora display again. I'm like, dude, like that was literally you.
That is adorable. That's adorable. Oh, yeah.
Funny.
That is funny.
Oh, yeah, I don't know how we're gonna get away from it a little, because they're too young.
There's two, there's great that there's an interest, but
Yeah.
they definitely don't need all what they're,
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
they
like-
don't
Let's
need
talk
what they,
about retinol. prices.
oh my gosh. I know, I saw that. And I was like, no, like,
They
let's
are.
talk.
Yeah.
Yes, they are. It's a thing because they saw it on TikTok.
Yeah, it's
So now-
the whole thing. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Wow, okay, but I guess part of it is they're a TikTok generation, so we're getting them on TikTok
Right.
to be interested in whatever products. So let's put some positive products in front of their
That's right.
faces.
Being interested in skincare at a young age is really smart,
Great, yeah.
especially SPF,
Oh,
because that's what
yeah.
our entire generation missed.
Right.
Yes,
Especially SPF and moisturizing and not harsh chemicals, but
Right.
even caring about your skin at a young age is
Yeah.
more so than we weren't thinking about that. We're like, where's the baby oil? Like,
Right.
exactly, slathered on the baby oil.
Yeah.
So I encourage that interest, but I'm also like, you don't need harsh chemicals.
No.
Like you should moisturize and you should use SPF.
Right.
Yeah.
And their SPF can be their moisturizer. I use it every day faithfully. I have, ever since my clinical, I have not gone a day without my SPF. And it's moisturizing enough that I don't need anything else
Yeah,
after,
I might have to come see you. I'm not doing all the right things. I know I'm not. I'm doing some, but I need to do more.
But a lot of people think that they do need all this stuff when you don't. Like, you just baby steps, right? Like,
Yeah.
let me help you walk through it.
Yeah, I find the whole makeup industry now, like, it's so different from when I grew up, and I don't know half the products with it's like, what, you need to do this ahead of time, it's shocking to me how many products. We just slap on a little foundation, little blush and call it done, but it's like, highlighter, what? Like, what, where do I put it? And then when they start with all I don't know, it's all these crazy new fandangled things. Like,
Right.
I feel like an old woman.
You sound like
I do, I sound like an old
I'm
woman.
not gonna lie.
I don't know what I'm doing. I have no idea what I'm doing.
I mean, I don't do all of those things, but I am definitely a makeup enthusiast.
Yes. Well, you are in your home, because Carrie's so into it as well that.
Yes, he is more of a makeup enthusiast than I
Yeah.
am. His makeup
Wow.
collection will put us all to shame.
Serving up hot brews, refreshing cold drinks, lots of fresh baked goodies, and delicious lunch options. Visit the Mellow Mug in the heart of Larry U Tech for dine-in, takeout, or drive-through service. Their spacious cafe offers a casual and inviting vibe that's perfect for everything from enjoying a good book, hanging with friends, or meeting a colleague. The Mellow Mug is your neighborhood spot for great coffee and delicious eats and sweets. So you must see people that come into your place of business with a lot of imposter syndrome, a lot of confidence issues.
Yep.
Yeah, what do you say to them?
I talk to them, we sit down, I get them comfortable. I want them to be comfortable and trust me. And I think, everyone gets like a questionnaire and then that really kind of breaks the barrier. I get them to bring in stuff they have from home.
Oh, that's smart.
Right. And so one in particular client sticks out to me, and she had her self-confidence was like down the crapper. She suffered from acne for a long time and she couldn't deal with it. And I said, please let me help you. So we sat down, we took a journey, even my journey, dealing with acne, you have to be like a scientist in the background. So it's a lot of research too. And so I'm constantly trying to figure out, other ways that I can help her come up with some solutions, because she was a picker. So you can't pick. That's a huge thing. And anyway, there was kind of like an aha moment. She came in and her skin was looking so good this particular day. And I started crying because I was almost at the point where I, again, had the imposter syndrome, because I'm like, what am I doing wrong that is not helping her see results? And it was like when she came in let's say the 6th time, we both kind of cried, and I was like so happy. And she continued her journey, and she still continues with me this day. And she actually moved to Toronto, and she comes back just to see me to follow up. And she's like, she has her confidence back. And
Oh,
that
that's awesome.
is the biggest, I'm so happy for her.
That nice.
It just changed her life, and she stuck with me. She knew it was going to be a process, and it wasn't an overnight change. And I was doing everything in the background.
I asked you what kind of an imposter you are. We do this with everybody, and you said the soloist.
Yes.
So the soloist cares mostly about who completes the task. To make it on the achievement list, it has to be you and you alone, because you think you need to do and figure everything out on your own. Needing help is a sign of failure, evokes shame. You have to do it all on your own?
Well, okay, so I don't, and I do have a team that I reach out to, and I couldn't do it without them. But the soloist I felt was more like scared to ask for help. So it took me a long time to overcome that fear. And then once I did start asking for help and realize my peers or whatever were like, yeah, we're here to help you. Or I could reach out to my mentor, Karen, who was my clinical teacher. I reach out a lot to her because she is like the Yoda of aesthetics. She just knows everything.
Nice.
So I want to be her yesterday. And she said, your knowledge will grow with you. You can't expect it. So yeah, being a soloist, I feel like I did have to do it all on my own, and I couldn't ask for help. But then once you do ask for help, you're just like, oh,
Yeah.
this is fabulous.
We strongly believe in mentors. It's
Yeah.
huge for dealing with imposter syndrome and self-confidence. Getting a mentor, somebody that's, can see you for who you are and really help you grow, but also your community.
Your hype girls.
Your hype
I have
girls.
some hype girls.
Tell me about your hype girls.
My hype girls are one of my really good friends. She's in the hair industry, and if I'm at all feeling bad about myself, she is quick to get on that train, and she's like, girl, you are awesome, you are wonderful, you are everything, and get that right out of your head. Love her. I have a group of girls, there's 5 of us, and they are just my cheerleaders. You can't ask for anything better. And I just met these girls, it's not even a year in, and we are a close-knit group, and I can't believe I went this long without them.
Mhm.
They're my hype girls.
It makes a big difference.
It makes a huge difference when you feel when you have a little parade behind you just cheering you on, you feel like you can kind of do anything. So
you do.
and I now I feel like I kind of can. It's
Nice.
right? They're awesome. I love my girls.
Do you spend some time with them outside of work stuff? Do you just hang out?
Oh, yes, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Steph, she's like my best friend. We make a breakfast date every month is our breakfast date. And then the girls that my new friends, let's say, we meet every Monday for trivia night. So
Yes,
yeah.
I know.
And then and they hype me up there
They
too.
hype-
And I'm not good at trivia.
I'm not good at trivia either.
No.
And I've gone to the same trivia night
Yes.
that you go to. And it's a good thing to have hype girls there
It's so
because you
good.
can feel pretty stupid pretty fast at a trivia event.
You
Yeah.
can,
Yeah.
and they just, yeah, we just laugh and have a good time.
Yeah. So you're a single mom
Single mom.
with your daughter is about to graduate.
Yes.
Yeah, I know. Oh,
Yes,
gosh,
she is.
I didn't mean to make you.
And don't, let's not go there.
That's okay.
No.
So yeah, you've got a lot on your shoulders with work, running your own business and raising a team.
And can I go back just for my hype girl?
Yeah.
Okay, so she's my top hype girl. I should have said that because when I went out solo, you guys, I had that it was going to impact me financially. And I sat down with her at the time she was 12 and I just said, like, there's going to be a change happening. She was like, you got this, mom. I'm like, you got it. And then she is so proud about Bello Day Spa. She glows when she talks about it, and she's going to work for me in the summer. Like she loves it. She knows the image product probably better than I do. Like she loves it.
I love
she
that.
is my hype.
I think you've got your son's definitely a cheerleader for you, a hype person. My
Yeah.
kids are hype
Most
people
days.
too. Most days, I know. Yeah, my kids hype me
We're
up.
12, so
Right.
Yeah, well,
some
that's
days I'm not on the top.
right.
That's okay.
But that's okay. Yeah, my kids hype me up too, and they really push you to be your best self.
Do they ever?
Yeah.
Like I'm who I am because of her.
Yeah,
Like I grew because of her.
I feel that way too. I think the
Mhm.
change in priorities is just not something that you can ever prepare for
Yeah.
until you're in it.
Yeah.
And it does. It completely shifts the trajectory of your life
Yeah.
Yeah.
in many ways.
Yeah.
Better ways,
Yeah.
for me anyway.
Yeah.
And you have a fairly new man in your life.
I do.
You do. Look, she glows as she says, I do.
I do.
Couple weeks in.
3 weeks in Saturday. So yesterday is today's
Yeah.
Saturday. Yep. 3 weeks. And I can't even, I just can't get the smile off my face. So
It's nice.
yeah, it feels really good. I feel safe. I just feel safe.
I know exactly what you mean.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a huge statement.
Yeah.
Yeah. Feel safe.
Yeah.
Mm.
Like I'm my true authentic self with him.
Wow.
Yeah.
So no pretending.
No
being
pretending. Like
anybody
there's no
other than
games.
you.
We talked about this. I was like, you didn't wait to call me 3 days. Like
Yeah.
he literally was like, can I have your number? Do you want to go for a walk today? Like it was like just boom. And I was like, I'm like really busy. Like, are you gonna be able to put up with that? And he's like, yeah. And we have literally seen each other like every day. He's just like, he'll take me out for lunch or we go for coffee or we just make it work.
Nice.
I make it work. I
I'm-
love it.
I'm
I'm
happy for
having
you.
fun.
Well-
I'm having fun.
How nice is that? To be
it's really
having
nice.
fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. So because I think we get so tied up in work, we work a lot.
We wo-
We all work a lot.
a
That you
lot.
have to have a little bit of fun outside of work. So
Yeah.
besides the new guy,
Yes.
besides your work
Yes.
with Bella, what are you doing for fun?
So will you guys believe it? But I started pole dancing lessons and it is so much fun. And the girls that have been in the class, everyone's encouraging because we're all new. Well, some of the girls are not new, but they're very encouraging and it's hard, but it is
I've never
so
done it.
fun.
It looks hard.
It is fun. All I can say.
So where are you doing pole dancing?
It's out at Breathing Space. My teacher's Karen. She's like really good. So you inspire to be like her. She's like, you'll get there. She goes, it took me 5 years. And I just wanted to swing around the pole. That's all.
Yeah.
And it's scary because like when you actually have to hang on for yourself and like lift your feet off the ground, you're like, I can't. But you do. You do. It's a lot of upper body strength. It's a ton of fun.
Do you go upside down?
Oh, we will. We haven't.
Not yet.
No, no. We're just learning to climb the pole. Like it is so much fun. Yeah, it was. I wanted to do something to get me out for the winter. I do not like the winter. I don't like winter sports, but I was like, I need something to pull me out of the house. And she popped on my Instagram, and I was like, okay, let's try a little pole dancing.
That's crazy. So so this is something incredibly new.
Yeah.
Brand new. So you show up for your pole dancing course.
Yeah.
All by yourself, or did you go with a friend?
No, I did convince a friend to come with me.
Okay.
Thank goodness. So yeah, so Sharon joined me. So we show up And like, she's like,
Were
you
you
don't wear a
nervous?
lot of clothes. And I'm like, what? So yeah, just because your skin needs to like your skin contact.
Oh.
So I have bruises, and the more bruises you get, the happier the teacher gets. Because she's like, you're trying, like you're doing it. Yeah.
Oh, I just assumed you're like in tights and leggings and.
No, you got to,
No.
you got I wear
Yeah.
like shorts and like just a tank top. So because you gotta like grab the pole. Yeah, you really do. And then I'm sure as we get into it, you get it even less clothes. I have no idea, but it's just,
Most pole
it is
dancers
so
aren't
fun.
wearing
They're not wearing a whole lot, are they?
Right?
Yeah.
It's strictly just for it's just, it's for exercise. It's a good laugh. We have fun. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
it always looked like an insane workout to me.
It really
Yeah.
is. And the teacher, she'll video it so you can see kind of your progress, but
Cool.
it's like,
Yeah.
it's a laugh.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, so your work, pole dance, trivia.
Yeah.
What else you got going on?
So you know what? So because Abby is now 17, I'm having that time where I'm trying to find who I am. Which
Yeah.
has been, so it's been fun. It's just been fun because I have a little bit more leeway with her now. She drives me to work and, and picks me up now. It's great.
Yeah, that is
Right?
nice.
It's great.
Yeah.
So yeah, I get to find out who I am. So I'm loving finding that out.
So will she be going away for school or staying
She's
home?
gonna stay home.
Okay.
So she said, you got me for 4 more years, Mom. So I'm hanging on to that. Yeah. I'm hanging on to that. Yeah.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Good for her.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be big changes next year with her off to school.
It's
and-
gonna be big changes, but
Yeah.
it's good. It's been a pleasure to watch her grow up to be the person she's becoming.
It's a
Yeah,
nice
isn't
thing
that
to
nice? Yeah.
say about your
Yeah.
daughter.
I love her to death.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's what motivates you?
Yeah. She does. For
Yeah.
sure.
Are you looking to up your social media game? Social media can be intimidating and overwhelming, but it doesn't have to be. At Everyday on Branding, we truly believe that every day is an opportunity to showcase your brand through authentic and aligned social media strategy and content. Whether you're looking for done-for-you social management or monthly strategy sessions, the team at Everyday on Branding can help you reach your ideal audience in a way that feels aligned and drives conversion. If you'd like to have the Imposter Sisters come into your business and help you and your team get comfortable creating social media content, ask us about our new Keen to Screen program, a value-packed social media training for anyone that is looking to up their social media presence, either as a solopreneur or to empower their team to be impactful brand ambassadors.
How do you compare yourself to other businesses? Do you, when you scroll through people's social, are you like, oh, shoot, I should have done that? Or I should, how does that?
You know, I try not to compare. I try to stand out. I want to stand out different. But when you see somebody that has done something really awesome, you're like, why didn't I think of that? Or you get that, like, why not me? Right? Really good idea. So yeah, imposter syndrome as a business owner sucks. You doubt yourself a lot.
Yeah,
And if clients cancel on you, you're wondering what you did wrong when 99% of the time they really have to reschedule, but you don't know why they've canceled. And it just, yeah, you take it personal, and you really can't in this industry, and we all try to tell ourselves that, but you do take it personal.
but it's tough too if you've got, let's say, 3 clients or 4 clients or whatever it's gonna be, and then somebody cancels. That's money. Like
It
that's,
is money.
Yeah.
yeah,
And no shows are even like, you're set up, you got product laid out. So now you're into more money because you've already exposed that product. You can't put it back. Do you know what I mean? Like, especially for facials. And so you're already, and you're waiting and you're like, okay, there's like 5 minutes. Like, that's okay. That's okay. You got 5 minutes, 10 minutes. And then you're like, oh no, they're not coming.
so what do you do when there's a no-show? Do you just then catch up
Well,
on some paperwork?
right.
and
You
do
clean
another-
up and you do an Instagram reel. You try something, but it
So
sucks.
I'm like 4 minutes down the road from you. So if you get a no-show,
Do you want me to
you
call?
go,
Yeah.
call and say, Colleen, products
you
on the
come-
table. Can you come get a facial?
Perfect.
And I'll be
good.
like, be there in 5.
Perfect.
I'll bring my phone and we can
Right?
film it and it'll be
Yeah.
great. So just, I'll
Yeah.
I'll jump in on the no-shows.
No shows.
God knows what I'm gonna be getting.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
the thing about no shows too is you have absolutely no opportunity to fill that space.
No opportunity.
Cancellations, depending on how early or late
Yeah.
they cancel, then you may be able to fit someone in, or
Yeah.
maybe you're running a wait list or something
Yeah.
of that nature. But no shows, there's really no opportunity for you to recoup that cost. So
No.
that's
So
really unfortunate.
we have implemented a no-show policy and a cancellation, and it bothers me to do it. Cause you feel like your clients are gonna be like, oh, like, I'm not gonna go to her now. She's gonna charge me for canceling. But at the same time, it's like, it affects my pay at the end of the day.
Yeah,
Right? So I'm just, yeah, so we have to charge a little fee for canceling.
that makes sense to me to have a cancellation or a no-show fee.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's that's business.
That's business.
Yeah.
So,
And I think sometimes Alex talks a lot about setting boundaries.
yeah,
And I have a lot of trouble with setting boundaries, but that's a boundary. you
that's a
set,
boundary.
Right?
So-
And there's consequences
It
to,
sets respect too for your time. Like
Right.
what you're doing is saying that my time is valuable, and
Right.
by you not showing up for it, that's disrespectful to me, and that doesn't respect my time. But what I've heard from a lot of people, particularly in the beauty industry, but other industries as well, is that no-shows are at an all-time high right now.
They just, and it's like, it's almost like they're just calling around to everybody just to
Yeah.
get an appointment, and then well, who knows what happens. Now there's been instances where I've had a regular client not show, and then I immediately worry because I'm like, okay, something's really weird, which again, I love that I have that relationship with those clients that I know. And then as soon as I reach out, sometimes something really bad has happened, and it's just, so, then obviously I'm not charging.
well,
Yeah,
no,
But thing,
exactly.
life happens, but when it's a constant no-show and you just know there's certain people that are just gonna no-show you, it's really hard to book them.
I
Yeah.
wonder why, Alex, you say there's more no-shows. I wonder why. What's behind that, do you?
I think it's a post-COVID thing.
Oh,
I think it's just a post-COVID thing that people, I don't know, they just feel like they don't have to show up or, have other commitments come up. I don't really know the reasoning behind it, but I know I've heard it from a lot of people in the industry that
yeah.
it's just sort of it's a real problem. And a lot of people have had to put policies in place because it's been so huge, particularly in the hair, but also in like spa
Yeah.
as well. But a lot of hair stylists have had a lot of issues with people.
I mean, I have trouble setting boundaries. You obviously feel bad about setting that boundary but there are consequences to these boundaries you set.
Right.
Do you typically have trouble setting boundaries?
Yep.
Yeah.
So, but I'm trying, I am getting better, I think.
Yeah.
I
I'm horrible at it.
Yeah.
Horrible at it. And we've done a bit of work and research on how important it is to set boundaries for your confidence. And so that you set some of those hard, fast rules when it comes to working with me or
Yeah.
spending time with me, but I have trouble setting them.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Well,
agree.
when we respect ourselves, it teaches other people to respect us too,
Yeah.
Yes.
but
Yeah.
it's hard to do.
It is hard to do.
It's
It
a
shouldn't be
practice.
hard.
It should
It
be hard,
shouldn't
but
be hard.
Most
but-
people are at heart people pleasers.
Yeah.
So it's very difficult to move out of that.
Yeah.
We want people to like us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very much.
So even though setting boundaries typically doesn't make people not like us,
Right.
the thought that it might is scary
Right.
and uncomfortable.
What do you think that is the root of your imposter syndrome or negative self-esteem if it pops up at times or lack of
Like,
confidence? What do you think is the root for you?
What causes that?
Yeah.
It's just self-doubt. It's a lot of it self-doubt.
Were you like that as a child?
Oh gosh, as a child, yeah, zero confidence.
Really?
Yeah. If I talk to my younger self, I would say, you gotta grow because you're gonna go places. Like, I never would have imagined me owning my own spa. Like, it's crazy. It's just, yeah, lots of self-doubt as a younger child.
Yeah, I had some. I don't know. I don't know where mine stems from either, but I've dug into it a little bit, but
I'm scared to dig. I'm scared to dig.
yeah. I got knocked down through work by a number of males that I worked with through the years. I got knocked down a little bit. I had this one guy when I was pregnant. I don't think I've ever told this story on the podcast before, but I was working with IBM. I had a manager who I disliked, and he was kind of a misogynist, or he very much was. But I remember when I was pregnant, and anytime I would walk into the area where our offices were, he would start beeping like a truck backing up, and I know he was saying that I was big or overweight or, big old pregnant woman, but he would start with a beep whenever I walked by the offices. And I tell you, that sound of him beeping still can show up in my head at times,
Yeah.
awful.
That is
Awful.
awful.
It's not awful.
Back right the fuck off.
Yeah, like.
Yeah, I should have backed over. It was
Oh.
exactly what I should have done. But you know, different through the years, different men I've worked with have been tough to, which is I think one of the reasons why I really chose to work on my own for myself. When you say you want everybody to like you, I think that's probably my biggest fault in life is that
Yeah.
I want everybody to like me. And when somebody doesn't like me, I don't understand. I'm looking for everybody. I got to get over wanting everybody to like me. But that is every now and then I'm like, I don't understand why she doesn't like me or why he doesn't. I don't get it.
Right,
So
because
yeah,
but we don't. We draw people in that I feel like are like us. I think that's why I love my clients. You have to get that vibe from people.
Yeah.
You pull in your vibe, right?
yeah.
And then, so when I get a new client, well, holy, I'm just like, oh, like, are they gonna like me? Are we gonna vibe? Like you get, and then you're like doubting yourself again, which, you know, so then I'm like, am I gonna sound confident? Like, it does keep coming up.
So what do you do to knock it back? What are your, do you have any
Well,
tips and tricks for pushing down
tips and
imposter
tricks?
syndrome? Yeah.
Not everyone's gonna like you, and it's okay. It's okay.
Yeah.
Not everyone has to like you, and yeah. So that's what gets me through. Like it's okay. If you don't like me because I'm my true self, well then I'm not gonna change. That this is who I am now. So
Yeah.
I'll find my
I
people.
like how you just said, this is how I am now. I think a lot of us are pretending to be a particular person or whatever, and you just get to the point that you're like, this is
This is-
me. Like it or lump it. Like
Right.
yeah.
I wish it didn't take this long for me to get to that point.
Oh,
Like I wish
yes.
I wish my younger self didn't give a shit.
I think it takes the journey to get there though.
Right.
You know, I think about that a lot too, that I wish I had sort of the confidence or not even the insight maybe, but you can't get that without living through it, you know?
You need the
Yeah,
lived
you have to
experience.
get there to
Yeah,
get there, so.
right.
think
You have to get there.
Yeah.
That's a quote, Alex.
Good one.
You have to get there. But it makes sense
I
that
mean, you know, you have to live through that,
Yes.
You
those
do.
things and overcome them to get the confidence on the other side. So
Right.
you can't really like, it's like that's quick fix for skincare.
Yeah.
You have to go through the journey to get to,
Exactly.
you know, to get there, so.
I remember
Yeah.
my son was going through some stuff and I said to him, buddy, it's just, you know, this is, you're gonna, what's the word? We've talked about it before. You're gonna character. You're building character.
Yeah.
And I remember this one day, he's like, but how much character does one person need anyway? It's true. Like,
Yeah.
you know, sometimes you're getting knocked back and it's tough to push through that,
Yeah.
but there is another side to it. You find your people, you find who you are,
Yeah.
life gets better and then it gets worse and then it gets better and then it gets
Yeah.
worse. And that's just life.
That's like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
All right. Next thing, I'm handing over the bag to Alex. for this round. Alex is gonna ask you 5 questions.
Okay.
You can answer with 1-word answers if you can pull it off. Some
Okay.
things you can't. Some
We
things
will
you need-
accept more than one
We'll
word.
accept more than one.
If you could switch lives with someone for a day, who would it be?
I think I would pick Michelle Obama for a day. That would be
Wicked
awesome.
answer.
Yeah.
What's your favorite holiday?
Christmas, but also now in the runner-up, Canada Day. It's Rodney's birthday.
So
It's a new
cute.
Yeah.
favorite.
New favorite holiday.
What's your favorite season?
Summer.
Ah,
What's Rodney's
Summer.
favorite season?
it's Rodney's.
I'm gonna say maybe for summer now. I don't know.
What is your favorite type of food?
Oh, comfort food.
Oh, I like that
Yeah,
answer.
comfort
Yes,
food.
that's all encompassing. I like that.
Yeah, I like that answer.
And if you had to describe yourself in 3 words, what would they be?
3 words. Kind, funny, and
Would you like a list of
smart.
Smart.
Okay, we'll go with
I was
smart.
gonna say,
ambitious?
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
that's a
would
good
say
one.
ambitious,
I like
too.
ambitious.
yeah.
Well, thank you for
Here.
spending time with us in front of the mic, behind the mic, whatever we're doing. You're enjoyable. You're a
Thank
lot
you.
of fun. I've enjoyed, I first met you a few weeks ago and you're kind of just this bright light and
Mm.
it's nice to spend a little time with you.
Thank you.
I will say, I thought you were late 20s, early 30s.
And I am
That
not.
skincare is
It's
working.
working magic.
that skincare routine you're doing is fantastic.
Thank
But,
you.
Yeah, thanks for spending a little time with us.
Yeah,
Thank
it
you.
was so fun. Really nice to meet
It
you.
was really nice to meet you, and I'm glad you guys had me. Thank you.
So that was fun,
It was fun. She's lovely.
isn't she? Yeah, she's really sweet.
Yeah, she had a very nice demeanor.
And I like the constant smile. I like that she's smiling and that cheery. And mind you, and that's just not because there's a new man in her life, because when I met her before, it's also very positive, smiley, lovely person. Yeah.
It is really cute to see new love again, though.
Isn't it? I know she was beaming. She
I
was kind of
know.
glowing. I liked
It was
that.
the sweetest.
Everybody should feel that way. Like, anyway.
I still feel that way.
I'm
Matt, if
sending
you're
this-
listening.
I'm taking that clip out of right there and sending it to Matt so he can post it on
Yes,
his social
which he
media.
will not. If you go to his social media, he's basically a beer and book loving bachelor
Single
with a dog and a
bachelor
cat.
With a dog and a cat. Isn't that funny? He does love his monster dog.
I know. I give him a hard time about it
But
all
yes,
the
he
time.
has his records, his beer.
Yeah.
He does love that.
He
beer.
has an aesthetic,
He does.
and a wife is just
You
not
are
part of
not
that.
in it. It does not. It does not suit his style
Listen,
at
I
all to
get
have
it.
a wife.
It's for the gram. I can't fault him. I can't fault him.
I laughed when he went. We were talking about this one night, and Matt's like, "You're here," and he's scrolling through his Instagram, like you're like not there, and all of a sudden he's like, "See, here you are." And what was it?
It was like the corner of my head,
corner,
which he had
the
done as a joke. He had posted that photo.
weakest corner of your head. Anyway,
He is pretty funny. I'll give him that.
Yeah. All right. Well, it's nice to talk about Matt. It's nice to find people in love.
It is.
Cheers to everybody finding it and enjoying it.
You're next.
Uh, Let's, and we're out.
Cut. No, it was really sweet to talk with Carrie. She was
Yeah.
wonderful.
She was lovely.
And, you know, good on her. She's doing all kinds of things. I wish probably should have asked her what her first two careers were. Never thought of that.
I knew, but I forget. Oh gosh, I've got a rotten memory, but I knew, but I forget.
Third career, and look at her go.
Yeah, yeah. Do you get a lot of services?
Yeah, I mean, I worked in the beauty industry for a decade. So if you work in the beauty industry, you typically get services at a better cost. And then I still work in the beauty industry with some clients. So I like aesthetics. I like spa services.
I love getting a pedicure. I love getting manicure too. Not that it's right
Facials
now.
are the best.
So I've only ever had two, maybe. But with each one, I walked out like, oh my gosh, my skin feels so amazing. Like,
But what I love the most about Spa Connections is understanding good skincare
yeah,
and having access to good skincare products and having access to experts who can tell you what exactly you need for your skin. And that is a huge game changer. So for me, the services are amazing. And certainly if you're on a skincare journey, facials are a huge part of that. But the at-home piece is really important, and understanding who you can trust and who's going to give you really good advice for your particular skin conditions and goals and concerns. That's a huge thing for me.
yeah, I would like to meet with somebody on that because I have noticed post-menopausal that my skin is very different than it used to be. And, you know, I'm moisturizing in the morning and the evening and all that stuff, but I don't think I'm on the right products for my aged skin at the moment.
It makes a big difference. Even seasonally, I have to switch it up, you know, depending on the weather and things. So I am a kind of a skincare junkie in that respect. So I like a good skincare regime.
There you
I
go.
want to look youthful forever.
I also want eyelashes. I love your eyelashes.
They
Those
are
eyelashes.
non-negotiable for me.
Yeah, I don't wear a lot of makeup and I don't look like I have eyelashes most days.
Well, I had very small ones too. Like it was just never a thing for me. And I didn't even actually know that I was missing them until when I was getting ready for my wedding and I did my like trial makeup and she put false eyelashes on and I was like, oh my gosh, like who is this person? And literally the next week I got extensions and I've had them ever since.
Oh, really? Because that's how I feel whenever people put false lashes on me. I'm like, oh, look at her. Like, and it's really the only thing.
It's
That I-
non-negotiable. I feel so much prettier, so much more eloquent, more feminine. I do wear a lot of makeup, but mostly just to color correct because I have so much sun damage. So I just feel like it elevates my look a little bit without having to be like full glam because that's just not me.
When you change out your lashes, do you get a full switch or do you?
No,
do
it's a
the-
fill. It's
that
just
you
like
do
when
the
you get your
fill?
nails
Yeah.
filled or whatever. She just fills in the gaps kind of thing. But
Yeah.
lash day is the best day.
Because I sleep on my face, so my lashes never look good except
okay,
for the first day.
Forget, we're not talking about lashes anymore. You sleep on your face?
Yeah,
This
I
is
sleep
supposed
face
to
down.
be a 1 minute end thing, but we're going in. You sleep on your
Like I sleep like
face.
this. So one eye, this eye is typically worse because I sleep like this. Or sometimes I'll sleep like this. I don't sleep like this, like a cat, but I definitely sleep with my one side of my face smushed into a
I mean, I
pillow.
sleep on my side, but I don't think it covers my eye.
Yeah, I do. So lash day is the only day that my lashes look like perfect
And then
a little
the
haggard,
next day, like one side looks perfect.
depending on what side I slept on, I guess. I don't know.
All right,
Anyway,
we gotta go.
that's
We
our
got stuff to
episode.
do.
Yeah. Well, it's been a pleasure.
Thanks for listening to us ramble on
We'll see you next Tuesday.
next Tuesday.
Thanks so much for tuning into this episode of Imposter Sisters. Please remember, we're not doctors or mental health experts. If you're looking for mental health guidance, please see our show notes for local resources. We'd like to thank our location sponsor, the Mellow Mug, located at 64 Delridge Lane, for donating this amazing space for us to have these important chats and for supplying us with drinks and goodies. Please give them a follow and make sure to stop in to see this beautiful spot for yourself. Until next time, keep your head high and we will see you next Tuesday.
One of the ways to combat imposter syndrome is to actually listen to how awesome the people in your life think you are. If you're looking for the perfect gift for a loved one, where you can tell them all of the things that make them special, visit my Drawbridge Creative Etsy shop and purchase a Things We Love About You custom poster. With several styles to choose from, it's a fabulous gift for any milestone birthday, anniversary, retirement, or just because.